all know inevitably it's going to get chilly out, and our plants are going to get chilly too, and they can't wear summer coats. So
They can't wear summer coats?
Or winter coats.
Oh, okay. I never heard of us. Well, there are summer coats.
They're very stylish. We'll tell you about them next summer in a fashion segment I like to call summer coats. But now we're talking about taking your plants in. For the cold weather.
Because they can't wear winter coats. So we're here with Ed Sorda. He's the green thumb guru from Master Gardeners Association, and he joins us to talk about bringing your plants in for the winter.
Or maybe winter coats for plants. Are those a thing?
They will be. I think that starting here they will be.
That's what I'm saying. I think that might be your $1 million idea. Just adorable little coats for your plants. But in the meantime, we have practical solutions. So we have to bring all these plants that we've been leaving outside, inside. Yeah. How do we do it, and why do we do it?
Well, the best thing that we did do this year was bring all our house plants outside for the summer. We put them in the shade to start, and then if they were a plant that liked the sun, we put them in the sun. And then they all got really robust because they're in an environment they liked.
Now, is there still time, if people are watching this now and knowing it's a warm day today, can you put your house plants out for a day or a week?
Well, you can do it, yeah, you can still do that. You're going to be transitioning back to a winter state inside the house, so I don't know if you really get that much. You should have done that earlier in the season to do. So it might be too much.
To send them on vacation outside.
Yeah, it's a little late right now.
Too bad, so sad.
So what you want to do is when you are looking at your plants, you're getting ready to come back in, you want to actually check your plants out for a few things. You don't want to bring any insects inside the house, and so you want to get rid of them at first. So the best thing to do is take your plants and give them a good once-over look. Now, we have this primrose here. On first sight, it looks pretty good. You know, you don't see much, but then if we lift the leaves up here, I don't know if they can see that, but do you see all the little white things there?
Yeah, what are those?
Yeah, those are all mealy bugs. Oh. So those are really bad. They're hard to get rid of.
Oh, so can they get hard to get? What if they get on me?
They won't get on.
Thank you for putting me next to the bug plant.
well, you don't have any sap in you, so you'll be fine.
Yeah,
I know.
So you ate pancakes this morning.
Oh, well, syrup, yeah. So what you would do with this plant, this one is actually going to go in the house. I just brought this to show you. This was stressed over the summer, so when a plant is stressed, it's more susceptible to insects. So this one got that. So what you would do is you would spray it with maybe a nice insecticidal soap and do that a few times. Usually it's like maybe every 5 days because you also want to get the next batch of bugs that are coming up, the eggs and things like that.
An insecticidal soap?
Yeah, yeah, an organic soap. You can also do it with a few drops of a dishwashing detergent.
Oh, okay, mixed with a lot of water.
Yeah, and then that will smother the insects and the eggs. But you have to do it a few times, so like every 5 days to get the next batch that comes out, and then it really cleans them up. So you want to do that. Then the next thing you do with the plants are, once you found that and you trimmed it up, made it look nice, now you want to see if the plant has enough room for the winter. So I have a little elephant ear here. So you just unpot it, and you can see how this guy is really root bound.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that does not have enough room for the winter.
Yeah, it does not. It's going to go a little dormant, but it'd be best to give it a little bit more room so it can have a little more moisture retention in it. Now with this plant, if you put it in a pot like this, it would basically drown. It'd be too big in the pot. You don't want to do that. So you want to try to find the next size up. So this is a nice size pot. It's just that size there. So then you would just put your potting soil in with this. I actually put a little bit of a paper towel at the bottom to hide those holes so the soil doesn't fall through. And then I just put some soil in, water it, and then they'll be ready to go back into the house.
What I've always wondered about this, a plant like this, so you take it out, and then it's root bound. When you're putting it somewhere, do you take scissors or anything and do you rip this apart right here?
No, what I would do, we can do it right over this pot here, is I would actually just take my fingers and I would just start teasing them apart gently like that and around. And that's actually good because then it won't be circling in its little hole of the old pot. It'll start going out into the regular pot that you're going to put it in.
So you don't want to get crazy and start cutting things. You just want to do it as gingerly as possible.
Yeah, you don't have to root prune a plant like this. Sometimes if you want to keep a plant small, you can root prune and cut them down and put them in the same type of pot they were before. The other good thing about taking your plants out of the pot like this is that you can actually see if there's any other problems in there, because they were outside for the summer, there could be slugs hiding in there or some other kind of insects. Actually this morning I was going to bring a different succulent. There's a little succulent here, and I was going to show you about problems with it, but it it actually had a nest of ants in there.
Oh.
So what
Thank you for leaving that at home.
Yeah, that's the best. I mean, you brought these mealworm bugs.
Oh yeah,
but
well
you-
yeah, the mealy bugs. But so what I did with that plant is actually I had a 5-gallon bucket, and I just put full of water, and I submerged the plant for an hour or two, and then the ants actually leave and they drown, so you get rid of them, and they're ready to go in for the winter too.
Huh.
Okay, that's how you do that.
Now, here's my question. We're looking right now at the succulent plant, or at least we just were. What I want to know is, you see all these dead pieces. Do you prune them in any way, or do you kind of just let them be?
Yeah, when I unpot this plant, actually I pulled this up. This was also pot bound too. I can just clean it up, and you can actually see with this succulent, it's actually putting little pups out. So
Yeah.
all those little guys you can take off and repot and have your own new plants too.
Oh, you can give it to friends.
Yeah, and it's a really great little plant. It looks really
And then you
nice.
can have,
That is
matching
cool.
succulents, and then you
Yeah.
can talk about it at dinner parties.
And then you always use potting soil with any kind of a potted plant. And then you can actually, for succulents who like drainage, you add a coarse sand to it, maybe a fifth of sand, mix it up.
In with your soil.
And with your soil, and then
Okay.
you'll have good drainage for that, cacti, anything that would like to have a better drainage.
Let's talk about these larger plants over here. What about these in terms of bringing them in for the winter?
Okay, well that's a Madagascar jasmine. If you smelled the flowers, they smell amazing. They're really great fragrance. Actually, will flower in the house a bit too.
Really?
That guy I brought in to show that he is not going to like to be outside when the nighttime temperatures get below 50 degrees. So you'd have to start watching the temperatures and start bringing him in earlier. Other plants you can keep out later. This euphorbia, it doesn't like it below 40 degrees, so you can keep it out. Some plants like this canna and the elephant ears like this can actually go dormant in the winter. So the canna I wouldn't bring in the house to keep as a house plant. I'd keep it in the pot, let it dry off, let it die down, and just put it in the basement where it doesn't freeze.
Is that like a hibiscus? You would do the same thing, or no?
No, the hibiscus you would try to bring in the house, keep it very warm,
Keep
and
it
as
warm?
much sun as possible, and that would be good for that.
Now, Ed, unfortunately, we are out of time, but real quickly, you have something great going on with the Master Gardeners Association. More information is going to be on our website, but summarize what people can find on mymassappeal.com.
Okay, every couple of years, the Master Gardeners actually train new Master Gardeners. And so until October 1st, they're going to be taking applications for the new Master Gardener class. You can go to WMMGA.org or on your website to find out all the information, the application, and the things you learned, and they have
So we
professors
can
and
learn to be
everything.
like you.
Well, sure, if
All
you
right.
want.
See you there in
And
50
that's
years
something-
when I'm sort of master gardener.
Sort of, Master Gardener?
Sort of master.
There you go.
Ed, Green Thumb
I'm working
Guru,
on it.
pleasure to have
I've
you
gotten
here.
better thanks to you.
Now, we're talking about